long rumored that Aaron Rodgers was pissed at the Packers for wasting his years. Too long have they stood pat instead of aided him with weapons. He was going to go scorched earth on this franchise. His trusty flamethrower would burn everything to the ground as Green Bay would be in jeopardy. Wisconsin trembled as Rodgers gave his lofty demands to team management. He desires Randall Cobb. That was apparently it. Now Aaron Rodgers is back in camp and playing the season, but don't let this fool you into thinking the drama is over. Far from it. This is the closest example to the last dance that the NFL can offer. If they fail again, there's a good chance the dreams are dead. Rodgers will be gone. Davante Adams will probably be gone, so is MVS. There is blinding optimism from Packer Nation, but fear as well. Fears of another NFC Championship defeat. Funny enough, that's probably what's going to end up happening again. And when it does, the rest of us will dance on your freshly dug grave. The NFC is pretty tight in a lot of aspects. A logical person would just sit back and let it all develop, but I'm an impulsive bastard. I need to make shitty predictions that backfire quickly. The NFC East will surprisingly not change hands again, and it will be Washington that pulls it out. The NFC North is still Packers territory, however. The NFC South, I hate to say it, but Brady and the Buccaneers have it on lockdown. The NFC West, though? That's tough, but I'll have to say San Francisco bounces back if they're healthy. For the wildcards, I'm rolling with Seattle, New Orleans, and the Rams. Once again, many teams can be considered for these 3 slots. With that being said, I should shut the hell up. It's time for some fucking football. New Orleans has been through quite a bit over the past month. Significant injuries sapping their team's strength, drama and speculation, and a new quarterback with questions about his long-term impact. There was also that hurricane thing that forced them away from their home city for the foreseeable future. That could hurt. Coming to you live from Jacksonville, we present an absolute ass-kicking by the Saints? It appears I'm not misreading the script. New Orleans took all of the pent-up rage and aggression over the past few months and shanked the pompous rich kid in a back alley. I do not exaggerate, it was complete domination against the Packers. A reward for such a victory is a handsome extension for Marshawn Lattimore, who's out week to week with a thumb injury. One thing, did Green Bay prepare for this game? They looked terrible! Aaron Rodgers may have chosen wrong in the offseason, especially when he's pulled for Jordan Love in garbage time. The team may have overrated itself, but I mean, Aaron, the Jeopardy gig is still technically available. I wanted chaos, goddammit! I wanted Green Bay to disappear in a Hadron collision. Would we really miss the Packers? I don't believe so. This week, they'll posture and lord over us all because they won. Yes, they look good in the second half. Aaron Rodgers was himself again, and Aaron Jones scored 4 touchdowns. Am I supposed to lavish praise for it or something? You beat Detroit. It's the bare minimum for any team with championship ambitions to do. Even for the celebration, that defense still looked porous as hell in the first half. Kevin King is still a Packer. Unfortunately for Green Bay, he did not disappear in a Hadron collision. Maybe in the future we can send their hopes and dreams into a black hole. Ref Ball, the game. Coming soon to game consoles everywhere. You had a potentially great game in your midst, but the Packers were pulling away early. They're up by 17, so they need some terrible penalties to make up the difference. Some ticky-tacky pass interference calls helps get San Fran a TD before half. Maybe defensive holding, that's a good one too. Ooh, how about some of those bullshit roughing the passer penalties the fans love so much? But make sure not to call much against the 49ers. Helmet-to-helmet hits on defenseless receivers are A-okay here. Player safety, am I right? The Zebras will try to hand the game to the Niners so often that Jimmy Jesus still thinks the tuck rule is still a thing. It's okay, Jimmy, I did as well. But that's all good and fine. San Francisco has the ball. If they can control possession until the end of the game, they'll be fine.
Garoppolo over the middle, that's caught. Use check, and he get in. Yes, he can.
Hold up a second. San Fran scored a TD with time left. That's it, Green Bay's winning. They gave Aaron Rodgers too much time. 40 seconds is an eternity in the modern NFL. And Rodgers is a master at the 2-minute drill. Playing defense? What's that in this NFL? Just go into zone D. You don't even need to pretend there's any tension. Just go right to the kick through the uprights.
And the kick is good to win the game.
Good work, refs. You created your manufactured drama with all that bullshit. Fortunately, the team that deserved to win did. Now on to the next Art Attack, Wisconsin. The grudge match of Super Bowl 45. Home in the heart of cheese country in Green Bay. Much hype was had. They must have not been paying attention to either team at all. The QBs have aged in mass contrast. Aaron Rodgers hasn't skipped a beat. He still moves around effectively in the pocket. He throws with precision. He'll look very nice in an NFC North Rivals uniform next season. Once we head on over to Captain Fat Fuck, all I'm hearing is how he lost weight and that makes him special for being an old man. He also lost any semblance of talent he had as well. I've been yelling to the clouds that this man should have been gone years ago. His decline was going to be hard and unforgiving. Look at these clips and tell me this man should be starting in the NFL. The only offensive drives he's pushing are ones where he's trying to relive his glory days picking up chicks at bars. A liability at QB is one thing, he can change up his playstyle to suit his fading skills. But he's not doing that. The Steelers still think it's Super Bowl 45. Short passes to wideouts who get fucking killed down the middle every play. Najee Harris being used as a glorified checkdown receiver where he gets fucking killed every play. The best blocker on that team is Ben's Twitter account. Yes, bitch to me about the offsides penalty on the field goal block before halftime. You're right, it was very goddamn borderline and a judgment call at best, but this team wasn't winning. Green Bay played an efficient game. Pittsburgh looked like ass. And that's why the Steelers are staring down the barrel of a probable desperation move. Except where it needs to be done because Ben is unfucking touchable on this roster for some reason. I swear Pittsburgh media wouldn't be out of place in North Korea. Art Rooney is this team's Kim Il-sung. On the fields of pigskin, there are football games. And there are those that are so incredible where they must be retold for generations. The greatest games are ones where the unbelievable becomes real. When legends and tall tales are born, reality itself will bend and twist in ways never thought possible. For that is the glory to behold. To those walking into Paul Brown Stadium on a Sunday afternoon before the game, they will see one thing: greatness. Week 5 of the 2021 NFL season brings to us an unexpected heavyweight matchup. In Cincinnati, Ohio, little in terms of quality football has been played in the past 5 years, but today that will change. A return to glory is on the docket. To them, the Bengals are reviving. A team once lost in the wilderness, holding a broken fan base and shattered identity, have found the light. Joe Burrow resurrected from the torn ACL grave to relieve them of sin. His play has helped to bring a foreign concept to the area: hope. Skying balls to Jamar Chase, a defense that is rounded back into the stout form of years past and finally humming along. For the Bengals, they are playing with house money. Anything besides the bungling of the past half-decade is relief enough for their suffering. There are very few remnants of that game, but time eventually heals all wounds. Entering the gladiatorial coliseum of today, the first true test for the Bengals. A legitimate contender that is entering a far more critical state in their current era. The Green Bay Packers see this year as their last chance after years of coming up short. Tension cracks are showing despite the strong performances on the field. They got smacked by New Orleans in neutral territory to start the season, and it forced them not to take opponents lightly. With how many key players are going to be free agents after this season, they can't. Particularly against an upstart team looking to punch someone in the mouth. As the game commences, it starts out innocently enough. The defenses hold strong in the face of adversity. Aaron Rodgers is picked by the slimy paws of a Bengals defender. Green Bay tried to bribe the refs, but they were already balked. Diamond Joe Burrow, however, was not. He is the main catalyst for their success, and allows Cincy to not only convert a 4-3, but draw first blood. Aaron Rodgers isn't one to allow his opponents to lord over him, however. He spirals the ball with beauty and elegance, and allows the Packers to respond in kind, with a cherry on top of the reliable Mason Crosby.
Oh no!
The usually reliable Mason Crosby. Let's sweep this off to the side. All that needs to be said is that Green Bay is also sweeping off the Bungles to the side. With precision and timely play, they allow Crosby, the Wisconsin wonder, to prove his last kick was a fluke and give the Packers the lead. Hallelujah. Joe Burrow must counter. He must make his own miracles, goddammit, since he won't win otherwise. Dude, just slide. No shame in fighting another day, man. Now Fox and their injury fetish allows us to see you unconscious on the ground. Paul Brown Stadium was tense. Could they be without their star quarterback for the game? Don't worry, folks. A cocktail of painkillers and the Shield's patented concussion shakedown allow him back onto the field. Glory to the NFL. And glory to the Packers for their offenses dominating the Bengals' defense again. All is at peace as Milwaukee might forces their way down the field on a touchdown to Devontae Adams. It is almost halftime. The seconds are limited, but these aren't your ordinary Bungles.
And now he fires downfield to Jamar Chase. He's got it. Wow. And takes it all the way for a Bengals touchdown, 70 yards.
They have talent again. People were calling Jamar Chase a bust during the preseason. He's making them all eat shit like this poor Packers defender. A 16-14 contest at half. We have a game, but it's not great yet. That part is still to come. Not here. Joe Burrow forced a pass like Mike Brown forced Cincy to agree to bend over to his will. Like that stadium deal, it gains traction but is instantly reviled as the Bengals manage to stop the Packers in their tracks. Cue another field goal from Mason Crosby. And cue more magic from Chase, using the powers of magnetism to grab this deflected ball. They didn't do much else in the drive, but praise be to sorcery. Aaron Rodgers responds in kind by doing the thing with Davante Adams again. Now all of Cincy is drowning in unpasteurized cheese. Mason Crosby does another thing to give the Packers a lead by 8. Time is getting short. The Bengals must respond. Joe Burrow, under the glories of 1,000 painkillers, leads the Bengals down the field with clutch play after clutch play. It all sets up a Joe Mixon run for a touchdown, followed by a tactful 2-point conversion. Game tied. Kitty definitely goes meow. But did they leave too much time? Aaron Jones is gashing the defenses with a barrage of runs to the Bengal 20. The defense holds, but it sets up a potential 36-yard dagger on the leg of Mason Crosby.
3 for 3 today, and this one is no good.
Holy shit, he missed. You see, kids, the announcer jinx is very, very real. The wind trolled him, and Cincy now has a chance to win. Just over 2 minutes left in the game, 2 timeouts. They get somewhere, but Evan McPherson will have to try a lengthy 57-yard field goal to win.
McPherson's kick is off the upright.
The gods proceed to troll him as well. They're Packers fans, aren't they? Green Bay still has 20 seconds left. And Davante did another thing. That's it. Mason isn't missing again. Game over. Roll the credits and take it away.
His kick from 51 yards out. It's no good.
Well, it was a tougher kick than the first one. We're actually going to overtime in this game because nobody can make a kick now. Maybe Joe Burrow can do something?
Tied at 22. Burrow. Oh my goodness! Intercepted by Devontae Campbell.
Not the thing I had in mind, but I guess I'll take it. The Packers can't do shit, but they get another chance at glory with Mason Crosby.
On the first play from scrimmage in overtime. Crosby from 40. It is no good.
Missed again? Jesus Christ, he fucking missed again. What the hell is going on with kickers this fucking week? I'll never understand how NFL teams allow kickers that just miss kicks. And a ninja aside, Mason Crosby has to be in hell. He's one of the most reliable kickers in the league. 27 straight makes and then he just falls off a map. His confidence has to be shot right now. And it's happened to him before. Back in 2018 at Ford Field. He just kept pulling his kicks wide and allowed Matt Patricia to pretend he was a good coach. Just saying, you might have to burn your cleats again, dude. Maybe Green Bay can burn this game as Jamar Chase continued his chemistry with Joe Burrow. Packer Nation is now shitting cheese curds. Pain abound as Cincy tries another long 49-yard field goal.
49-yard attempt for the win. McPherson's kick is off the upright.
Okay, now this is getting fucking ridiculous. That kick was goddamn tried and true and the gods used the fucking winds of fate to curve it inversely. Will the asshole at the Buffalo Wild Wings stop hitting the overtime button? Nobody's enjoying this besides the sick fucks who like to see fan bases squirm. Green Bay now gets another miracle and can potentially win again. Mercedes Lewis flexes his seniority and his might with another catch with authority down the field. Second and long, Cincinnati counters as the Packers are down to their third-string left tackle. Sacked and out of field goal range. Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna need to play God again.
Rodgers looking. Now he throws, and it is Randall Cobb who makes the catch.
Motherfuck, he did it. An absolute prayer, and Randall Cobb makes a fantastic catch in traffic. Now they're back in field goal range and... oh lord. 4th and 1. You gotta bring out the battle-worn Mason Crosby to try and win again. For the love of all that is holy, please don't miss.
2 minutes remain in overtime. Crosby's kick, this time, is good!
Well, I'd say that was something. Silver Fox's redemption, even though he will probably still burn his cleats after the game. Cincinnati may have suffered a brutal loss, but they shouldn't take it too hard. This match has shown us that the Bengals can keep pace with quality opponents. And and offer tantalizing upside once things finally get up to speed down there. The Escaluzzo may be open for business, but it runs on feelings of optimism. Even Joe Burrow gets a prize for his efforts, being rushed to a hospital after the game for a throat contusion. Looks like he'll need plenty more painkillers to go with his painkillers. The drugs he'll be injected with, the greatest game. It's all we need to no longer feel pain.
Yes, they did! Packers win! And I didn't see it because of freaking Fox! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
There are many great traditions in the world of football. Dallas Cowboy fans never shutting the fuck up about their team. Roger Goodell being a clueless anti-football pussy. And Aaron Rodgers walking into Chicago and making the Bears his bitch. It's a comfort to all of us in the NFL. Green Bay is all but a guaranteed win in their lap, which unfortunately might be going away in the near future. Not for what the Bears are doing, though. That offense is unsurprisingly still shit. Justin Fields just isn't ready for a full-time role yet. They've greatly limited the already limited offense, and playing a quality team leaves them flawed and desperate for big defensive plays. Be shocked that it didn't work out again here. Green Bay maintains tradition. Rodgers still lives rent-free at Soldier Field. There is one thing I have to disagree with you on, Aaron. You don't own Chicago. The McCaskies do. And they know how to torture that fan base in crueler ways than you could ever imagine. Welcome to Lambeau, where dreams are shattered and the drink flows because there's nothing better to do up there for over 40 weeks of the year. Yes, Green Bay may be cruising heading into the second half against the Washington Emails, but Taylor Heineke grew up a Packers fan. He models his game after Brett Favre. His dream was to one day do the hallowed Lambeau League, and his wish was granted. Down by 7 on the opposing team. One quick lesson, Taylor. If you're gonna do that, make sure you're in the fucking end zone beforehand. New NFL rules say that Heineke was giving himself up, and as a result was down before he crossed the goal line. Fucking hilarious. For the second time in the day, Washington came up like Favre on most comeback drives. Just short. The Packers may have won the game easily, but Taylor Heineke wins something greater. Lol cow of the week. Consider the Lambeau League part of a Make-A-Wish campaign. This Injury Bowl disguised as a Thursday night football game is brought to you by the NFL's insatiable quest for money. Because fuck you and fuck your precious player safety. Don't they know that the NFL literally ended racism over 6 times in the last few weeks? This hellish landscape is a true test for the Packers. They were without 3 of their top wide receivers, David Bakhtiari, Jair Alexander, and more against one of the best units of this young season. The Arizona Cardinals still have much to prove as an up-and-coming team. Beating a contender like Green Bay will look incredible on their resume. If only they could get past the Packer defense holding like it's the Battle of Thermopylae. Give it enough time, those 11 guys will fall with enough men thrown at them. They eventually did, but they're chasing Aaron Rodgers in his brief transportation into the meme dimension. Time is getting short, but Cheeseheads have a chance at sealing a win. They assert their dominance in the running game, and are now at the goal line lining up for the finisher. The dagger is in their hand. Can they drive through the zombie and kill it?
Rodgers keeps, flips it.
They went for the heart when they had to go for the head. Big mistake, Green Bay. I don't disagree, they had to go for it. The Packers defense couldn't stop a child from picking them apart, and a field goal wouldn't have been enough. Weird play call, but right idea at the 1-yard line. What an absolute shocker, the Packers defense can't stop a child from picking them apart and runs amok around the field. Arizona's gained over 80 yards with ease as time to play with, and overtime is coming at minimum. Take it away, Cardinals.
Nice snap again. End zone and picked off.
All that incredible momentum and you end the game like that? It's not even a play call issue. What the hell was AJ Green doing? Did he not expect the ball to be thrown at him or something? Check the batteries on your controller before the game, for fuck's sake. Maybe not, but somewhere in Miami, a certain team is prepping for celebration. The 72 Dolphins remain the only undefeated team in the Super Bowl era for another year. Considering how bad this season's been for Miami, it may be one of the few victories they have on their season. They do say things like that get better with age. Green Bay Packers are the last dance of the NFL. And what wouldn't a final year of a window be without a soap opera worthy of daytime television? Aaron Rodgers has been his typical outstanding self, skying the ball for touchdowns and perpetually owning a timeshare in the city of Chicago. Things were going smoothly until one test caused a flat tire. Rodgers had a hot date with Corona Chan. Thanks to NFL protocol, Rodgers will not be able to go near the organization and its facilities for 10 days. But wait, you say 10 days? The only way that could be possible is if he were unvaccinated. We've now solved the riddle. Nobody suspected him of not taking the jab, and it's thanks to some sly wording. He never said he was vaccinated. He said he was immunized, which could mean any goddamn treatment, sanctioned, natural, or batshit. Aaron said he tried to appeal to the NFL for vaccinated status with his alternative method, but was denied. Or so he says, as there's no record of the NFL getting a request from Rodgers on that front. Things were murky until he doubled down on his stance. He cited his reasoning for refusal was because he's allergic to an ingredient in the mRNA vaccines and Johnson & Johnson got pulled for blood clots in January. Makes sense in that regard, but he should have stopped there. Talking is the best way to self-incriminate. Rivaling Johnny Cochran in expertise, he name-dropped Joe Rogan and quoted Martin Luther King in his defense. Really? We're citing Dr. King for your epic struggle of inconveniences? Quite the scholar we have, don't we? You can be pissed at him, but did you seriously expect the dude to abandon his family and convert it to Scientology to be logical? That's your mistake. He says he's not trying to be political with this bullshit. The vaccine has become absolutely political these days. When you want athletes to speak up on issues unrelated to sport, this is the shit that sometimes comes out. And with his valiant defense, Karen Rodgers earns the title of Lol Cow of the Week. Has he been somehow immunized against that as well? Aaron Rodgers forced out of action due to COVID protocols, the much-maligned first-round pick known as Jordan Love will be getting his first start in the NFL. His mother and girlfriend are in attendance, in the peanut gallery right next to the ski slope. Let me put it this way. Jordan Love was no Aaron Rodgers. He was okay. That's about it. And that's not good enough to win games if nothing else is working. Mason Crosby malfunctioned and they put up a goose egg for a long time. The Chiefs were begging Love to beat them with his arm and he couldn't. This is a bottom 5 defense he's facing, by the way. And it's not just the Packers. Both of these offenses have been immunized from scoring points. Kansas City is the luckiest team in this fucking league right now. They've been able to escape their own incompetence and sloppiness by means of weak opponents and wonderful coincidences. Another undeserved win gets them over 500 again. Must be nice. There's not just one quarterback making his return in Green Bay, but 2 of them. Aaron Rodgers in his heel turn to pursue the ultimate State Farm quota's return from COVID protocol. Russell Wilson, in honor of his constant bailouts of Seattle's ineptitude over the years, is back from his finger injury as well. At legendary Lambeau Field, it's the perfect recipe for next to no offensive production whatsoever. You can almost say they were immunized against it.
You suck.
Okay, fine, you're right, I made that shitty joke last week, but it's still true. It was more of an issue with the wind conditions around the stadium than anything else. Even then, I have to give credit to Green Bay for holding strong on defense. When taking into account all of their injuries, it's not bad work for them. They managed to shut out Russell Wilson's Seahawks for the first time in his NFL career. Chef Russ was obviously out of season. He was undercooking everything tonight. It may have taken over 3 quarters, but the Packers finally got it together and managed to score this thing called a touchdown. It's good enough to rebound off last week's loss. Do you know they now hold the number 1 seed in the NFC? Crazy but true. They beat Arizona earlier, so they get tiebreaker. The NFL, folks. Minnesota continues their yearly quest to frustrate every single person who pays attention to them whatsoever. Last week they played a quality game. Probably the best one they played all season. Against their big brother to the east, they'll need a lot more of it. Getting out to an early 2-score lead is a good start, but then again, this is Green Bay. Older brother always knows his sibling's weakness. The Achilles heel here is Aaron Rodgers in the blistering passing attack. Thus, an offensive duel begins. A contest of sibling superiority. Minnesota strikes with fury. The Packers respond by making me hate the Vikings with every fiber of my body. They may have lost the lead, but can they avoid the typical pratfalls? So far, that answer seems to be yes. Kirk Cousins reminds us all why Minnesota gave him that massive contract to begin with. He drives the wagons down the field for another touchdown and 2-point conversion. But you have to remember, these are the Vikings.
Floats one, Valdez-Scantling inside, trying to get to the end zone. He's gonna go!
Nothing ever comes easy. To win, they'll have to do the impossible. Not fuck up. Cousins nearly throws a back-breaking pick, but the gods appear to be in your favor today. The pass was ruled to hit the ground, thank God. Rasul Douglas nearly picked off another bad throw as well, but he whiffed like a brewer at the plate. I don't know how, but the Vikings did it. An efficient drive that not only gets them in field goal range, but gives Aaron Rodgers no time for a response. Do me one favor, please don't fuck up the kick, boys.
He's got it!
Winning consecutive quality games, huh? About time you start playing up to your abilities. With this win, despite the rocky start to their season, the Vikings all but control their own destiny. Let's hope the usual doesn't happen with them. Rams and the Lakers have a lot more in common than either franchise would like to admit. Both are home to a ton of old stars that may or may not have gas left in the tank. Both have invested a shitload of money and resources into making their teams contenders. And both are a lot like most of the useless remakes that litter Hollywood these days. They do nothing but underwhelm at the box office. All of those names and that star power means little when they don't gel together as a team. Green Bay was a test for them. How can they hold up against a heavyweight like them? From the looks of it, about a half before the wheels fall off. The Packers are dealing with significant injuries as well, but still looked rock solid. Their quest to achieve a final glory will continue on, as LA wasn't too tough for them. Too many unforced errors by the Rams, and in this kind of gauntlet, every single fuck-up is going to be magnetized. Now, I'm not throwing in the towel for LA yet. It's a short stretch and they can still find the form they were hyped to have. But I can't say a 3-game skid is encouraging. I trust Sean McVay to do something to have them hopefully not suck, but I can't say I'm not enjoying watching them fail. Not for the shit Kroenke pulled on St. Louis when he moved. Fuck that toupee-wearing snake. Cherish this, Packers fans. This may be the last time Aaron Rodgers successfully invests more of his hard-earned reputation into owning the Chicago Bears. In the hallowed field known as Lambeau, there will be more of the same. Chicago made one crucial mistake. Robert Quinn tried to taunt Aaron Rodgers after a sack in the first quarter. Do not tempt him. He will unleash hell. Like most of his career, Rodgers is straight up balling. Justin Fields may be back, but he's an amateur compared to Packer greatness. Look at Aaron effortlessly sling the ball wherever he wants and be convinced of his majesty. It is destiny for Wisconsin. When they see the Bears on the schedule, their eyes light up like Lori Lightfoot seeing a social program. There's going to be a clinic taking place, and it involves maintaining NFC North supremacy. It would have been a hell of a lot uglier too if the Packers special teams didn't decide to drool in the corner for most of the game. Fields at least tried, but there was no chance for Chicago. Green Bay is a number 1 seed to fight for. The pylon in front of them simply needed to be run over. I still believe Rodgers would be a significantly better owner of the Bears than the McCaskies. He'd at least give Chicago a discount double check on parking or something. We can all agree this year has been insanely fucked for the NFL. Most games like the last one we recap feel like they're on some kind of drug cocktail. It's exhausting to follow this league some weeks. The only benefit is in memes fresh out of the oven. You thought it couldn't get worse. An old friend has reemerged onto the scene. Corona-chan is back from her lengthy vacation and wreaking havoc on every sports league throughout America. The NFL has felt her wrath hard. You may have noticed all the coughing last week. It was for good reason. Over 150 cases in the league over a 5-day span. It's not Pokemon to catch. Coronavirus is running a train throughout multiple organizations. Cleveland and the Rams have over 25 players in COVID protocol. Washington has over 20. Other teams like the Bears, Texans, and Lions are getting wrecked as well. 8 teams are in enhanced COVID protocols. This is the worst case scenario we were fearing last season, and we're seeing it happen in front of our eyes. The NFLPA pleaded with the league for games to be postponed, but of course they waited until the last moment. In a shocker, the Shield cared more about game integrity than cold hard cash. The Saturday Browns and Raiders tilt has been pushed to Monday. Seahawks versus Rams and Reskins versus Eagles have been rescheduled for Tuesday. We have it again in doubleheader form, boys! Tuesday night football! Any chance we can get a Wednesday night game? For all the glorious memes? Potentially disastrous skid for the Ravens has somehow gotten worse for them. Lamar Jackson's ankle injury could not be healed by stale memes, and he's out for this game. Did you seriously believe you were getting an easy opponent this week? Now that's funny. You're getting Green Bay. And Aaron Rodgers is still mighty pissed due to a toe injury that everyone and their mother won't shut up about. Baltimore will have to give everything they've got to have any chance of winning this one. No one's giving them that shot, but that's where they're wrong. They have the power of I can't believe it's not Lamar Jackson. This healthy yet artificial Lamargerin is playing some of the best ball of his career, keeping pace with Aaron Rodgers with throw after throw, outstanding run after outstanding run. Lamar who? Not with the way Tyler Huntley's performing. Both teams are throwing haymakers at each other, even with the injuries on both sides and horrible ref ball on display. Touchdown after touchdown thrown in this duel to the death, as both know the seriousness of what's at stake. The Packers' offense might be slowly drifting away from view, but remember, Tyler Huntley has mimicked Lamar's incredible skill in this night. He's driving offense like a seasoned vet. With whatever weapons are still healthy, Huntley's playing out of his mind. Lamar Jackson is smiling on the sidelines. He knows his team is in good hands, but they still aren't there yet. The Ravens are about to experience deja vu.
There he goes. Huntley, touchdown, Ravens.
Son of a bitch, he did it. He brought them within one as they try for two again? Oh my god, Baltimore did it again. They learned nothing from Pittsburgh. They cost themselves another potential win because they made more suicidal decisions that didn't pan out. I get the Ravens don't have cornerbacks, but Aaron Rodgers still would have had a timeout and 42 seconds left. Any potential reward was too minuscule for such a massive risk. Also consider that they left more points on the board as they made another terrible play call on a 4th and goal in the first quarter, and going for it on a 4th and 6 at their own 29, gifting the Packers 3 more. Those combined 7 points may have given Baltimore victory, but math has no feelings. The analytical sword stabs them in the back. The AFC North you thought you had a lead on has now slipped from your grasp. With the Bengals, Rams, and Steelers coming up on the docket, I honestly don't know if they win another game. Welcome to pain, Baltimore. We'll leave a seat for you in hell if you fail to make it.
You blew it. Bish.
It's a strange set of circumstances, and it took too long, but we finally have a playoff clinching. With this win, no surprise, the Packers have clinched the NFC North. Overrated Insurance presents Going Home with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is such a massive fucking liability right now. With how awful he's been playing, he's costing the Browns valuable games by not accepting that he's too injured to play properly. I know everyone loves to see a more marketable Johnny Manziel chuck prayers into double coverage or overthrow wide open receivers on the reg. Every time Cleveland gets a chance to make something happen with the running game, nope, Baker gift-wrapped more premium points to Green Bay with good field position. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to miss with these golden opportunities, but the Packers feel bad going into the 4th. They aren't worthy of an easy win to further secure the number 1 seed, so why not have the defense try to give away the game on their own? The classic re-gifting someone else's gift to the same guy. That's a bold strategy. This game should be a lot closer if not for Baker's last-minute attempts at tax write-offs and Christmas shopping. So, for whatever reason, be it charity or chaos, the Browns are only down by 2 because of an endless charade of self-inflicted wounds. Devontae Adams dropping passes. Hey, there's a first time for everything in the holiday season. So with around 2 minutes left, Cleveland has a chance to nullify all their past mistakes. But with this final gift, the Browns had a do not return clause attached to it.
They've converted on 7 of their last 9 third downs, and this one's picked.
You have all 3 timeouts in your back pocket and you're trusting the guy who's throwing road spikes under your car? Nick Chubb was killing this defense all game and you killed yourselves with roll right 88 over here. I know the ref ball was awful on that play, but they're not calling that on the Packers unless they're playing Tom Brady, and Cleveland, most importantly, didn't deserve to win. Now let those playoff hopes float down the river. Maybe that's where Baker's talent went too. Do or die for the Vikings. It may be too late for them, but for any chance of success, they'll have to win against hated older brother at Lambeau when Aaron Rodgers is wearing the white turtleneck of death. I'd say Kirk Cousins should do something, but Corona Chan broke through the plexiglass. He's out for this contest. Wait a second, this is perfect! Minnesota can now blame every single one of their failures this season on those damn dirty unvaccinated players. They don't have to look from within at anything, it was just bad luck and betrayal that did them in. Minnesota could ignore their failure to contain 4-man rushes, generating the production of a sloth on offense, being burned repeatedly on opposing receiver routes, having some of the worst coaching and play calling in the league, and getting less pressure than an 80-year-old grandma on Aaron Rodgers. The real issue is those unvaccinated players forcing them to be terrible in every facet. Ignore the wasted season. Green Bay can beat them easily, that's fine. They'll send Minnesota a gift basket of severed heads for securing the number 1 seed later. But tonight they will feast and dance until the sun rises. To be honest, the first overall pick doesn't matter for the Lions. There isn't a clear-cut top draft choice, and they'll get an elite edge rusher with the 2nd pick if they desire one. Green Bay has nothing to play for, so Aaron Rodgers is going to be taken out of the game at halftime for Jordan Love. Don't tell that to Detroit, however. They're going to pull out every damn trick in the book for a win. Once again, it's not about the tank for them. It's about pride. It's about one-upping the older brother that has tormented them for decades. In odd fashion, the matchup has become an offensive shootout in the second half. Are we back to 2018, Jared Goff? Because he's returned to a surprisingly good form in this final match. In response, Jordan Love throws a long touchdown to Josiah DeGuara to give Green Bay the lead in the hopes of good tidings for the potential of life without Aaron Rodgers next season. However, Detroit will have the last laugh. Jared Goff will be the man that will lead the relentless fight. Jordan Love, he forces interceptions to give the Lions a sweet end cap to a rebuilding year. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the best season Detroit has had in years. And even though this win may be meaningless, it's huge for their morale. As a result, it doesn't matter if they win or lose, Jacksonville has successfully defended their Tank Bowl title. Well done, lads. Kayvon Thibodeau, or whatever you want to do with the first pick, is once again yours. This has been a season. So many twists and turns that it's hard to conceive with the naked eye. If you were looking at this year seriously, it was absolutely exhausting. But do you know the true bounty to cherish? The memes. It was fucking gold for this economy. Thanks to incredible collapses, fantastic comebacks, Urban Meyer's coaching tenure, and whatever the fuck Antonio Brown did in the Jets game. If the bigger games are going to be as fucked as the regular season is, I expect plenty of shenanigans to come in the future. Get ready. The NFL playoffs are about to begin. Last chances are won with a tremendous amount of pressure on the team in question. For Green Bay, this has been a story of unbelievable highs and headaches aplenty. Aaron Rodgers may be immunized, but the defenses he shreds have failed to be inoculated properly against his majestic spirals and tremendous firepower. The weapons around him are stronger than ever. Devontae Adams is going to get both a bag in the offseason and a shitload of balls thrown his way these next few weeks. The defense may show some cracks, but it has mostly been rock solid against those that stand in their way. As long as Kevin King doesn't play a critical role, Green Bay will be in good hands. Better yet, they're getting much-needed bolstering for their last dance. Jair Alexander, Zadarius Smith, and David Bakhtiari are all expected to be back. If there was ever a moment to break the curse and win another Lombardi, this is the time to do it. A perilous fate will befall them if they fail again. An era may come crashing down. Key free agents leaving the team en masse. Incredible laughter from the rest of the NFL world. There's a lot of smoke going around about Aaron Rodgers boycotting the Super Bowl, but it's all bullshit. Everyone knows they're gonna get knocked out in the NFC Championship game. In the most overplayed joke in America, the Green Bay Packers have been officially immunized from the playoffs. Speaking of tired jokes, the Packers themselves. Weeks of resting their players against a 49ers team limping into Lambeau. We memed that the Packers were going to choke in the NFC Championship game again, but they defied prophecy. They choked before they could reach it. The Packers' offensive line play was hot garbage without Bakhtiari and Billy Turner moving the blind side. Aaron Rodgers didn't cost them the game, but he couldn't bail them out like he usually does. But let's ignore all that. The real hero to the rest of the NFL are their special teams. We should take away the word special from them. Kids with Down syndrome would probably put more of an effort into playing there than Green Bay did all season. It was their biggest weakness, one that turned out to be the cause of death. Somewhere the Dallas Cowboys are wiping their brows. Look at all of these free agents hitting the market. Not to mention they're already about $45 million over the cap. And Aaron Rodgers is probably leaving. Green Bay is fucked. They are about to be gangbanged by cruel reality. This was your chance to do something and you pissed it away like it was the average Wisconsinite. Perhaps this was the true Rodgers rate. Closing their contending window with a thud. Expect no sympathy. You are the new meme of the NFL. It's the only thing you've won as of late.
Stupid son of a bitch, you just